Hello my angel besties, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Rachel and today's video is going to be so much fun. I am so excited for it. As you guys saw by the title, today's video is going to be me reading some of my most anticipated releases of the year. I'm really excited for this video because I was not planning on doing this video. When I mapped out my videos for the month of February, I did not even put two and two together that two of my most anticipated releases of the entire year come out in the same week, and that is this week. So I decided, you know what, let's just do a little impromptu, chaotic, most anticipated releases reading vlog for two books that I am so excited about. So the two books that I'm going to be reading in this vlog are Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey and then Powerless by Elsie Silver. I'm really excited to pick both of these up and see what I think, see if I like them, let you guys know how I feel, and if you should pick them up as well. So one of those books is already out, and that is Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey. This is another classic Tessa Bailey banger. It is a grumpy sunshine rom-com, which I feel like is what she does best, and it's set in wine country in Napa. And I have actually started this book barely. I'm only on page 44, but I'll talk about what my first impressions are in a second. And then later this week, Powerless by Elsie Silver comes out, and that is like maybe my most anticipated read of the year. I am so excited for it. It comes out on Friday. I am just so looking forward to reading about Jasper and Sloane's relationship and their story. I just cannot wait. This is going to be the third book in the Chestnut Springs series, and the second book, Heartless, one of my favorite romances of all time. It was in my best books of 2022, and I have very high hopes for Powerless as well, but I'll talk about that later once that book is out. Let us focus on the girly of the hour, and that is Secretly Yours. So as I said, I started this, I'm barely into it, but I'll give you guys my first impressions thus far. This book follows Hallie and Julian. Hallie is our sunshine character. She is a gardener. She lives in, I believe the town is called St. Helena. She runs her late grandmother's gardening business, and she's just kind of a ray of sunshine. I really like her. And then our love interest, his name is Julian. He is a professor at Stanford, but he's taking a bit of a sabbatical, has come home to his family's vineyard and winery, and he's trying to write a historical fiction novel. Hallie and Julian do have a bit of a past. They actually went to high school together and had like a little bit of a moment for a second, but it's been several years since they have seen each other, and nothing really happened between them in the past, but Hallie has always kind of had a thing for him, and when she hears that he is back in town, back in St. Helena, she decides to call his mom and say, hey, I want to plant some flowers in your garden, you need to spruce it up, and so she ends up running into Julian. So that is where I am at in the book so far, and I have to say, so far this book has been a delight. I really like the way that Tessa Bailey writes rom-coms. They remind me a lot of like early 2000s cheesy rom-coms, and sometimes cheesy can be a bad thing and sometimes it can be a good thing. I think it really just depends on the reader and how the author writes it, and this is working for me thus far. I feel like Tessa Bailey really commits to her rom-coms and makes them really well-rounded. She has very fun characters. She makes all the side characters interesting. She really gives you a picture of the setting that she has built, and I'm really liking this book so far. It's been a very happy reading experience. I love the Napa setting. I think that that's really cool, and she's done a good job so far establishing who Hallie is, her job, her friends, and just some of the shenanigans that she gets up to. And we have already gotten a pretty good idea of who Julian is as well. He is very rigid, uptight, type A. The two of them are very much opposites, but I think that they're going to be really great for each other. First impressions, I'm on page 44. I think this is cute. I think that this is fun. I'm looking forward to some Tessa Bailey rom-com dirty talking goodness. You know, she always delivers on that, and I think this is going to be a good time. That is my first impression of this book. So far, so good. Now, because I am only going to be reading two books in this vlog, it might be a little bit on the shorter side, so I thought I would include a little bit of book shopping, hence why I have my coat on. I am about to go. There are two things that I really want to pick up from Barnes & Noble. Number one is Bloodmarked by Tracy Deonn. This is the sequel to Legendborn, and I have it on my February TBR. I need to go pick up a copy, and I'm really excited to start that one, so I want to go get my hands on it. And then a little known series that goes by the name of Throne of Glass has new covers, a bit of a rebrand, and technically I think that the new covers are like officially released on Valentine's Day, but I have been seeing a lot of people that have been getting the books early because these new editions of Throne of Glass are not on strict sale. So normally when Sarah releases a book, the bookstores cannot put out the book, or they could potentially face a penalty from the publisher if they do that. But this is the Throne of Glass series that has been out forever, and these are just kind of a rebrand, new covers, whatever. So bookstores are allowed to put them out whenever they receive them. And I checked, at a Barnes & Noble near me, and I think that they have them out. So that's what it says on the website. So fingers crossed that I will be able to pick up the new Throne of Glass covers. And I'm actually going to pick up this series in a paperback if I can. I am definitely a hardcover equals fantasy, paperback equals romance person, but I already have 2 editions of the Throne of Glass series in hardcover, and I don't know what it is, but lately I've just been enjoying good chunky paperbacks. And because the Throne of Glass series has very long books, I feel like these are going to be really good ones. I don't know what it is. Warbreaker did something to me. It's a nice paperback, and now I'm like, maybe fantasy can be paperback. I don't know. I feel like this is such like a bookish person thing. I was explaining this to Sean earlier, and he was like, I literally don't understand why that matters to you, but it does matter, and I feel like you guys will get that. So all of that to say, I want to go pick up Bloodmarked and the Throne of Glass new covers if they have them. So I'm gonna take you guys along. We're gonna go off to Barnes & Noble, and fingers crossed I am successful. Okay, hi. This is gonna be a very quick check-in, but I had to share, as you guys saw in my B-roll, I got the goods, and oh my God, they did not have any of the big bags left at Barnes & Noble, and I forgot my bag, so I have all of this. These are so heavy. Oh my God. I was so happy to see right when I walked in, all of the new Throne of Glass books were there. It was so exciting. And I just like panicked and started piling them up like Gus and Cinderella, and it was a great time. It was a really great time. And I also, as you saw, got Bloodmarked. So it was a perfectly successful shopping trip. So first of all, we got the gorgeous Bloodmarked by Tracy Deonn. I love this cover so much. I really like this art style. This is just really cool and just eye-catching. And I also love the spine too. This is so stunning. So I'm very excited to get to this later in the month. Then we have the Throne of Glass series. So, oh my God. Okay, I'll try to show these in order if I can. So we have the Assassin's Blade. Oh my God, they smell so good. But yeah, here are the paperbacks. They're really soft and velvety, really pretty on the sides, and just so stunning. And then we have Throne of Glass, which is just so cool. Selena there at the top of the stairs. And then we have Crown of Midnight. Selena there at the top of the castle. I really like this purple. It's super pretty. And then, oh, we have Heir of Fire. Heir of Fire is one of my favorite books in the series. And we have a bird and a dragon. If you know, you know. And oh my God, these books, honestly, they smell so good. Go to your Barnes & Noble, pick up these books and smell them. That is my recommendation. Oh my God, they smell fantastic. Queen of Shadows. This is the coolest one, I think. It reminds me of Dracula. It's so cool. And I just love how like evil and sinister the cover looks. It's amazing. Also, Queen of Shadows is my favorite in the series. So of course she has the best cover. And then Empire of Storms. That's so epic with the sea. Oh my God. Oh, I didn't even notice the sea serpent. They did not. Oh my God, I'm so excited. And then we have Tower of Dawn, also stunning. Ooh, she's quite floppy, but Empire of Storms was not. Look, that's kind of like a little more stiff. Let's check the floppiness of these books, okay? Tower of Dawn, she's relaxed, she's floppy, she's lovely. Empire of Storms, she's a little more stiff. That's interesting. I wonder why that is. It looks like, ooh, whoa, okay, these are like definitely on different paper. That's interesting. Is this interesting? I don't know, I'm sorry. Then The Beast, Kingdom of Ash, love the cover, the reference. Hello, I'm going to cry. And this one, very floppy, very lovely. I'm obsessed. This makes me want to reread this series so bad. So bad. I want to reread it on these paperbacks. Oh my God. I'm gonna hold myself back. I'm gonna hold myself back from doing a reread probably until like spring or summer because I need to. I'm sorry. I need to read the series again. I've only read it twice. You guys. Okay? I'm sorry. I'm gonna reread it probably for the rest of my life, but I'm definitely gonna reread it again sometime this year because I just can't stay away. I really can't. So I'm really happy that I was able to score those. And what is so fantastic is I had like 3 Barnes & Noble gift cards from Christmas that I hadn't used yet. So I didn't even have to pay for any of this, which is fantastic. Shout out to Santa Claus. And life is good. good. So that is it. Those are my non-reading updates. I am going to spend the evening with Secretly Yours, hopefully get very far in it. I hope that I continue to enjoy it, and I'll probably talk to you guys tomorrow with a reading update. Hello, beautiful besties. Happy Thursday. So a couple things. I'm sorry that I'm like always in this spot in this vlog and low-key all of my vlogs, but this is like where we have the best lighting in the house. So unless I want to set up all of my studio lights, which I do sometimes, but I don't want to do that today. But I apologize if this is just like, if you guys are bored, I'm sorry. I hope that you are still enjoying the vlog. Number two, my hair is like half wet, frizzy, it's half wavy, it's half straight, it's kind of a mess. Put it up in a claw clip, so if I look a little wild right now, I apologize. But the good news is I am wearing my This Is the Skin of a Killer Bella t-shirt, which is from Cami Up Burrows and Books, and I love it and it's amazing. So not all hope is lost. In other news, I've gotten pretty far into this bad boy right here, and I don't know, you guys. I just don't know. Yesterday when I checked in, I was on page 44, so barely scratching the surface really with the book, but I was like generally enjoying it. I am now on page 250, so I'm getting close to the finish line here, and not really going the way that I hoped that it would. My biggest thing right off the bat is the progression of their feelings and just kind of admitting to themselves and to us, the reader, that they are like actually into each other. It happened pretty quickly. I love a slow burn. We all love a slow burn. And not every book has to be a Mariana Zapata 98% in and they still haven't kissed slow burn, but we all want that natural progression that doesn't feel too rushed, that kind of lets you marinate in that transition from whether it's friends to lovers, enemies to lovers, grumpy sunshine, kind of going from being very different, being very opposed, to sort of falling for each other and all of that. And unfortunately, I feel like in this situation, the feelings and all of that moved very, very quickly. I feel like this book lacks tension, which is just kind of the kiss of death for me. Okay, that might be a little bit dramatic, but like it just, I feel like particularly with Julian, he was so into Hallie like pretty quickly on into this book, and that does make me a little bit sad. They're supposed to have this grumpy sunshine dynamic, right? They're supposed to be like, we're two different people, we are opposed, maybe we irritate each other, maybe we're so different, but then slowly but surely we're forced into these situations, maybe it's forced proximity, whatever it is, and we slowly start to realize that we like the differences between each other and we're actually attracted to each other. I would not be mad if it was still like, oh, we're opposed, we're very different, but like, God, I'm kind of attracted to this person, but I'm kind of fighting that. I feel like in this situation with Hallie and Julian, we are not only attracted to each other, but like feeling big feelings for each other pretty quickly. And that is kind of taking all the air out of this romance for me, and it's just not making it that exciting of a read. Like, don't get me wrong, I love how obsessed he is with her, but I think it happened too early on in the novel, and so all of that excitement and build up I feel like was missing. And what's interesting is with all of this going on, in my opinion, I think too early on in the book, they were just kind of falling right into those feelings, and just something that you would expect like further on in the book. So they're kind of falling into those behaviors and patterns, but they still have this kind of like inner monologue of, we're so different, how would we ever make this work, blah, blah, blah. But I kind of feel like, well, you guys have already proven that it would work because you guys became fast friends and you guys get along great and you're attracted to each other. 1 + 1 = 2, babe, that's a relationship. Like, I don't know, I'm just, all of the, you know, conflict that's happening now in the later parts of this book, I feel like those concerns aren't really valid at this point because you guys have already proven that you guys can get beyond those things. So I am a little bit disappointed, I have to say, but this book is not all bad. I really like Tessa Bailey's light, airy, fun rom-com style of writing. I am still very much enjoying this setting. I love, you know, the Napa Valley setting with this small town. They're all in each other's business. They all have these cute little wineries. There's this festival going on. I like that kind of stuff. I really like Hallie's friends and her whole thing and her dogs and her gardening, and all of that is great. So I do enjoy that aspect. I think that there is definitely some merit to this book, and I haven't gotten like a full spicy scene yet, but we have gotten a little bit of something, and it's great because Tessa Bailey is going to do what Tessa Bailey does, which is write very good spice. So that is a good thing. I enjoy it. These are likable characters, but they're just not really giving me that exciting, tension-filled, butterflies in my stomach, Grumpy Sunshine romance. Also too, just another thing, I hesitate to even call this like Grumpy Sunshine. It's more like type A and type B. I don't really think that Julian is grumpy. He's more just very type A, very particular, has anxiety. So he is that type of character, which is pretty opposite to what Hallie is, but I wouldn't call him grumpy, I would say. He's like very friendly and very helpful and very caring. I will just say though, I think this book is lacking tension. I think this book is lacking the best part of a romance, which is that kind of drawn out transition from, as I said, like friends to lovers, enemies to lovers, Grumpy Sunshine to lovers, like whatever. So I'm a little bit disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know when I'm gonna rate this book. I still need to finish it, of course. I have about 100 pages left and I'm gonna go finish this actually right now. I think I'm gonna go on a walk and listen to the audiobook. So that is a little bit unfortunate, but it's the truth. We'll see how I feel after I finish the book. As I said, I'm gonna finish this and then tonight at midnight, Powerless by Elsie Silver comes out. I don't think I'm gonna read it at midnight. I don't know, maybe I will, who knows? I don't think I'll be up that late, but I'm gonna start it first thing tomorrow morning and I'm so excited. It is a hockey player, ballerina, childhood friends to lovers, road trip, forced proximity, there's only one bed, romance. I am ready. This was not a 5-star prediction. This was maybe like a 4-star prediction, whatever. Powerless is a 5-star prediction. Powerless is a book that I have a lot of high hopes for. Really hope that it lives up to its older sister Heartless, which was the second book in the Chestnut Springs series, which I loved. So we'll see. But I think I'm going to talk to you guys tomorrow. When I have finished this book, I'll give you my final thoughts and my rating. And then once I've started Powerless, and I'll kind of give you my first impressions. I'm so excited for it. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Hi friends, happy Powerless Day. So it is Friday, it is after work, I just got off. I have not been able to read too much of Powerless yet, but I'll kind of give you an idea of my first impressions because I did get maybe about like 70 pages in on my lunch. First, before we do that, I did want to give you guys my final update. I finished this last night. Truly my feelings are the same. The ending of this book did not have like a positive nor negative effect on my rating at all. I think I'm gonna give this book 3 stars. Everything I said yesterday still stands. It is like a fine rom-com. It's cute. It definitely has moments, but the more that I read romance, the more that I figure out my tastes and my specific kind of requirements in a 5-star romance. And there just has to be tension and a little bit of slow burn. And if you're gonna be Grumpy Sunshine, I need to see your differences. I need our characters to work hard to kind of get past those differences, deny their feelings for each other a little bit, you know, go on a bit of a journey. I just feel like it was a little too easy. They got along a little too well too early for my liking. So not a bad book, but just not really my cup of tea. I will say though, like the spice is really good in this book. So I mean, Tessa Bailey, you know, she is a master of her craft. So I did enjoy those parts of it, but not enough that it was like going to change the rating of the book. So I think this is fine. As far as it being, you know, one of my most anticipated reads of the year, I'm like slightly disappointed. It just did not live up to some of the hype I had for it in my head. And yeah, that's kind of it. It's a fine read. It's an average read. I'm gonna give it 3 stars. Probably not a book that I'm going to spend too much time thinking about now that I finished it, but it was okay. Okay, now Powerless. As I said, didn't read a lot. I think I only got to like page 70 on my lunch, but I think I'm going to spend most of this evening reading as much of Powerless as I can. I don't think I'll finish it. It's like 400 pages, but I want to definitely get into the meat of the story tonight. So this book follows Jasper and Sloane is a ballet dancer and Jasper is a hockey player, and the two of them are childhood friends. So Sloane is the cousin of the Eaton family, and the Eaton family are like the main family in the Chestnut Springs series. Jasper is their friend that they kind of adopted when they were teenagers, and Sloane spent her summers visiting the Eaton family, visiting the ranch, and so she met Jasper, and the two of them always kind of had little maybe like mutual pining going on but never acted on it, and they've just formed a really sweet friendship. Unfortunately though, Sloane is engaged to the worst person on earth. Oh my god, his name is Sterling and he is such a jerk and he treats her so poorly. Everyone hates him, especially Jasper, but like everyone in the family is not like very warmed up to him because he's just a jerk. And Jasper, you know, is trying to be a supportive friend, but is very confused why Sloane is marrying him because he just is not that nice of a person. This book was giving me the most, okay, side tangent here for a second. If you've seen the movie Wedding Crashers with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson, in that movie, Rachel McAdams' character is engaged to Bradley Cooper's character, and he is terrible, awful, doesn't make any sense why Rachel McAdams is getting married to him, but they're both kind of like, you know, high power families, and so like it makes sense on paper, but really Bradley Cooper's character treats her like trash and she's just such a people pleaser. And then Owen Wilson is like the friend who is like, why are you with this guy, blah blah blah. Those are the vibes that it was giving me in the beginning of this book. It's not like Wedding Crashers in any other way, but it just reminded me of that so much. And Bradley Cooper's character literally is Sterling, and you kind of just want to punch him in the face because he's just so mean, so rude, and so gross, and oh my god, I can't stand him. But she is engaged to him and she's very much a people pleaser, so she's getting married to him because she thinks that she should, she thinks it's the right thing to do, so on and so forth. But then on their wedding day, something happens and Sloane has got to get out of there. Jasper is there, he comes to the rescue and he's like, yep, I'll get you out of here, let's go, I don't want to be here either, and they run off. Now, I probably won't talk too much about what happens after that just because I don't want to give away any spoilers, but I do know that Elsie Silver, when she posted about this book on her Instagram a few months ago, she did say that there's like a road trip involved, so I'm guessing that they're gonna decide to drive off somewhere, do something, I'm not really sure. That is the book thus far, and I have to say I am really enjoying it. I very comfortably got back into this Chestnut Springs world that Elsie Silver has created. I really like her writing. It's just very comfortable and homey. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I just really like her as an author, and I've just been so excited for this story. I really like Jasper and Sloane. Jasper is this kind of brooding, quiet, but really nice hockey player. He has a really tough past. I don't know too many details about it, but from what little bits we got, it's really tragic, it's really sad, and he definitely has some like demons and just some really tough things that he's been through, so he is a little bit more closed off. And then our girl Sloane, she is a ballet dancer and a people pleaser, and I was like, hello, is this me? She definitely has some things she needs to work through as well, and obviously, you know, she just ran away from her wedding. She's a runaway bride, so her life is kind of upside down right now. She's definitely gonna have to go through some character growth as well, and I'm so excited to see the two of them help each other through those difficult things that they have going on in their lives. So that's kind of where I am at with my reading updates. Today is Friday, and I actually do really want to finish Powerless tomorrow on Saturday because Sunday the Romantasy readathon starts, and I want to be like all ready for that and all done with this vlog by then. So I think I'm gonna read quite a bit tonight. That is how I love to spend my Friday nights. I'm gonna take a bubble bath and stay up late and read, and then tomorrow Saturday too, that's probably what I'll do as well. So I think I'll check in with you guys tomorrow. I will hopefully check in around the 50% mark and give you guys a little bit of a Powerless update. Hello, beautiful besties. Happy Saturday. Today is Saturday. I have quite a day ahead of me. I have a lot that I have to do today. Saturdays are usually like my productivity days, specifically with BookTube, and I've got a lot I need to do. I'm doing a check-in now for Powerless because I'm 50% of the way through, and oh my god, I'm screaming and crying. I love this book so much. I need to take a thumbnail for this vlog. I need to film my intro for the Romantasy readathon, which is starting tomorrow. I'm so excited. I need to ship some Pango Books orders, and then I need to finish Powerless, film the outro for this vlog, edit this, get this all ready to go, and I think that's it. It's gonna be a very busy day for me, but as I said, I wanted to let you guys know about my reading update with Powerless. I'm just loving it so much. I'm so happy. It is living up to every expectation that I had for this book. The tension between them is just so good, and I just love childhood friends to lovers. You know, nothing beats it, honestly. In the contemporary romance genre, I think that is like my favorite trope. With fantasy, I prefer enemies to lovers, but in contemporary, childhood friends to lovers is just top tier, honestly. And Sloane and Jasper are just two really wonderful characters that you root for, that you feel for, and I just enjoy them so much. I feel like Elsie Silver does a really good job of writing very well-rounded characters. Sloane has a lot of different facets to her, which the more that I read, the more I'm discovering, and I'm really liking that about her. When we first meet her, you know, she's kind of almost this like caged bird, very nervous, is engaged to this terrible person, and once she runs away from the wedding, we learn a lot more about her, and she's very like fiery, and she's funny, and even though she like has kind of always been pining for Jasper, she still kind of like gives him crap and will make fun of him and just all of that. I just appreciate seeing different sides of her. Like, I just really appreciate that Elsie Silver is not writing like a one-dimensional character with her. She's really showing us that even though Sloane has been through a hard time, even though she's gone through a lot in her life, she's still funny and she can still kind of laugh it off, and I just appreciate that so much. And then my sweet tortured hero baby boy Jasper, love him to death. Love, absolutely love. There's definitely, I think, having a focus on mental health in this book, which I really, really appreciate. And that's kind of through Jasper's characterization. And I think it's really, really nice to see. He has such a heartbreaking backstory. I finally kind of learned what his whole history is with his family, and it's so, so sad. And truly, I feel like we just have got to know Jasper's inner psyche a lot better in this book, of course. So I just love it so much. And I'm having so much fun too. There's a lot of funny moments, and these characters really do this dance between being serious and emotional and broody, but then like laughing and having fun and making fun of each other. It is perfection. I'm about like 55-ish% of the way through the book, and you know, you could cut the tension with a knife at this point. I'm very, very excited to see what happens between them. Also, there's a bit of like a mystery situation going on that I'm very concerned about, and I'm wondering if we're going to get the answers to that in this book, or maybe that's what's gonna happen in the next book. I don't know, but that's very concerning. So that is the update from me. Powerless is going so fantastic. Oh my god. And yeah, so I need to go do things. I also want to go watch Hannah and Christina's live show. Oh, started like 7 minutes ago. So I want to go watch that for House of Sky and Breath. And I also need to go to Ulta too to pick up some makeup. I'm out of face moisturizer and my favorite lip gloss, which is Fenty Fussy Mouth, I think is the one. So I'm gonna run some errands after I eat some lunch and watch Hannah and Christina's live show, and then I'll finish Powerless, and then I'll check in with you guys. And yeah, it's a very good day. So I'll talk to you guys later. Hey guys, so I just finished Powerless, and oh my god, that was so cute. Oh my god, I like teared up multiple times at the end because it was just so, so sweet. I loved that. I am so, so happy because I had really, really high hopes for that book. Really, really excited for it, and it did not disappoint, honestly. It definitely has, I think, a little bit of a different tone than the first two books in the series. I think it's a little heavier. I think that our hero and heroine are, you know, have a little bit more of a tortured soul thing going on, but I really, really enjoyed it, and it still gave me just that warm, fuzzy feeling that I get from the first two books. Seeing Jasper and Sloane's character development as individuals and as a couple was really, really amazing, and I just love them both so much, and I just want the world for them. Honestly, they're so, so cute. And when I met Jasper in the first two books, I was always so curious about him. I was like, what is his deal? I need to know. And I love him to death. I love a tortured hero. He was fantastic. Sloane was such a joy to read about. I do still think that Willa is my favorite, and I do still think that Heartless is my favorite in the series, but Powerless was really, really beautiful and really fun, but just kind of in a different way. But I still loved it so, so much, and I did decide to give this book 5 stars. It was really, really great. I felt so many emotions, and I just loved this series so much. I can just see this becoming a comfort series for me, and one that I reread in the future, because I love this family. I love these characters. I'm just obsessed with all of them. And then at the very end, we kind of got an idea of who the next book is going to be about, and I think that's going to be really interesting. I don't know, it's 2 characters that we don't have a ton of knowledge on, so I'm excited for that because I'm excited to kind of dig into them a little bit. But yeah, Powerless was just amazing. All right, guys, so that is going to be it for me. I had a really, really great time reading both of these books. They were both very, very highly anticipated. Unfortunately, Secretly Yours was not quite as good as I thought it was going to be, but Powerless made up for it. It was fantastic. If you made it to this point in the video and you wanted to let me know, go ahead and leave the little ballerina point shoes emoji to represent our girl Sloane. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and Goodreads. Both are linked down below. I really appreciate that you guys watched this video. I love you so much, and I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will catch you guys in the next one.